Hello everyone, this is SeparatistDestroyers back again with yet another video, and in this video it's a bit of a double one I guess on this occasion because I'm going to be, talking about two things, and it's a kind of a combined video, so to speak. First of all, I'm gonna, there have been a lot of announcements about it lately, so I might as well talk about it some more now. Star Wars Celebration Europe 2 this July in Germany, so I'm gonna talk about some of the recent news on that event, and also I'm gonna be sharing my haul recently, well, two of them actually, one from Amazon, one that I actually got myself yesterday in person, or some stuff I got yesterday while in town, basically, and like I've actually had this haul for a day now and I haven't told anyone about what I got in the store. And you will actually find out, because like I posted in the SeparatistDestroyers group on Facebook that I made, that something made my day, and yeah, it is part of the haul, so I'll talk about that later. Anyway, first of all, to Celebration Europe 2, to be honest, it has been a bit of a while since I have talked about the event in my vlog videos like this one, so I'm not actually too sure where I left off, like which guest announcement was the last one I mentioned. I think might have been Ian McDiarmid just after he was announced, or it might even have been after Steve Sansweet. I'm not even too sure if I have mentioned Ian McDiarmid in one of the vlog videos. I possibly have, but I just can't be certain, so I will again. So they are again, like Palpatine, or the Emperor himself, whatever you want to call him, which is pretty big news, because after all, he only started attending guests as an autograph, Q&A signer last year, starting with Celebration 6 actually, so it is a pretty big deal. The rule I made it really is that if they get any of the big name, original trilogy or even prequel trilogy, but that's pretty unlikely, guests to attend Celebration Europe 2, I'll try to get to their, Q&A or panel or whatever they're doing, because, I'm not going to pay their crazy autograph price. Even autograph collectors that I know would tell people who want to buy autographs, like, that you'd be better off getting more for your money's worth, but some people, it's really just a certain point of view, but some people, don't really care about getting more for your money's worth. They just want the big names, and that's understandable. I can see where they're coming from, especially if they're an older generation, they kind of consider Mariah Carey and that bunch their childhood, and therefore want their autographs and are willing to pay anything for it. I'm not really one of those people. Now I'd rather get more for my money's worth, but again, it's all just a different point of view. But yeah, Ian McDiarmid, he's probably gonna be one of the most expensive autograph guests at the convention. He charged $125 at Celebration 6, which is quite ridiculous. I believe he attended around 3 conventions maybe with that price, and then at the most recent one he attended, he dropped it to just 100 or to 100, because that's still a lot. Now I'm not too sure. It's definitely going to be high, higher of course because of the price, currency exchange thing ish. So yeah, but I won't be getting his autograph. I'll try and get to his panel though, or whatever, because I've been watching the panel Ian did with James Taylor, or the Q&A actually it was, they did with James Taylor at Celebration 6, and that was a really good laugh, so hopefully I'll get to that. Then they announced, after Ian McDiarmid, they announced 5 guests at once, first time they've done that for Celebration Europe 2, before then it had just been one guest a week, or one every 2 weeks. Yeah, they announced 5 guests, 4 of them actors who played Boba Fett in the original, and not just in the original trilogy, but yeah, they announced 4 actors who have played Boba Fett throughout the Star Wars saga. You got Daniel Logan, the young Boba Fett from Attack of the Clones and Star Wars The Clone Wars. You know, I'm very excited to meet him. I'm not surprised that he got announced, but I am very happy because, you know, I have been wanting to meet Daniel, and I do have a poster to get signed by him. Jeremy Bulloch, the original Boba Fett in Empire and Return of the Jedi. Good to see him confirmed. You know, I've met him twice already. Very nice man. I'm meeting him again actually at a convention in May, so like only just over a month away really. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But I probably won't need to see him at Celebration of 2, depends. Then you got John Morton, who played Dak Ralta, and then for one scene in Empire on Bespin when Jeremy Bulloch was unavailable to film, you know, Morton actually filled in as Boba. So I might meet John, I'm not too sure. I don't think he does a lot of the smaller fan shows like some of the others like Jeremy do, so I'm not really too sure, but no, John seems a nice guy. He actually writes for the Star Wars blog as well, and not a lot of the original trilogy celebrities do that. As far as I've seen anyway. In fact, not a lot of celebrities actually do write for the blog at all. And then you've got the last one, last of the 4 Fets that were announced, and that's Dickie Beers, the stuntsman in Return of the Jedi. Now, unlike the other 4 guests that were announced that day, Dickie Beers honestly is the only one who I've absolutely no interest in. Stuntsmen, or just people who played stunts, just don't really interest me that much. It's just my honest opinion. You know, if they're a stunt person also had a sort of minor role in any of the films that they did stunt roles in, then that I'm okay with. Like Nicolaitis Syndrolic, you know, that's one that would interest me. But, you know, all Dickie Beer did was Boba Fett stunts. You know, he wasn't even the actual actor, so to speak. So he doesn't really interest me. I do hear, though, that he doesn't sign in Europe that often at conventions, so I can understand why many people would want his autograph, but, you know, he just doesn't really interest me. But the 5th guest they announced that day, Leyland Chi, who has such a cool job, you know. Basically, like us, you know, most of us are Star Wars nerds or geeks or whatever you want to call us, and the difference is that Leyland Chi, as keeper of the Lucasfilm Holocron, actually gets paid to be that. And I think I can speak for a lot of people who are envious of him for that. So he's going to be doing a few panels at Celebration Europe 2, I hear. I'll try and get to one of those, you know, that should be cool. Then on the same day they announced something else, the Star Wars screening, which is like the screening of a parade or something. They've only showed it at Celebration Japan before, you know, it hasn't been at any of the American celebrations, which is quite surprising. You know, it looked okay, it's kind of different and unique, it's just not like amazing, the Star Wars screening. Then of course yesterday, big announcement in Carrie Fisher. I'm not surprised again to see her announced. It was really cool at the same time, because, you know, this is actually her 5th celebration. You know, she's attended 4 of the US ones, and this will be her 5th one. And it's her first outside of the US, her first celebration outside of America, which is really cool. So it's a pretty rare opportunity. She didn't attend the first Celebration Europe or Celebration Japan, so no, that is a really cool announcement. No, and just like Ian, really, if Kerry is a Q&A or something like that, like at Celebration 6, I'll definitely try to go to that, because now, even though our autograph price won't be anywhere near as crazy as Ian's, it's still not going to be that good. To me, it's not going to be worth it, really. I mean, like I said, I'd rather get more for my money's worth, so, you know, even if I go for a couple of the lesser known celebrities, then I'll be happy with that. You know, as someone who, like, is on a podcast and gets Star Wars celebrities on the podcast all the time, like, you know, I don't just go for minor people or major people, I go for the minor ones as well, you know, and honestly, I know I'm gonna sound mad to a lot of people, but I'd sooner get Dave Filoni and Daniel Logan's autographs, partially because they'll be cheaper probably. Actually, I'm not too sure. I know Dave Filoni did one autograph signing at Celebration 6, but I'm not sure how much he charged. Daniel Logan was $20 though at Celebration 6, so basically anyone who charged $20 at the US Celebration 6 last year, I'm expecting that I'll charge 30 euro, I should say, at Celebration Europe 2, because you know the price is going to be in euros. So yeah, definitely I've got actually here, excuse me for a moment, here is I've shown it in a video before, so I'm not actually going to open it, but this is that poster that I'm going to get Daniel Logan to sign, and there's a Boba Fett in Season 4 gear from the episode Bounty picture in there, so I'll get him to sign on that. And Dave Filoni, if I can meet him, I've got a Phase 2 Commander Wolf to get signed, and on the same poster, an Embo slot. So yeah, that's 2 autographs I'm definitely going to try to get. Well, in Filoni's case, on a couple of items rather than just one. Aside from those, I'm not really too sure who else I'd get autographs from. I might, I mean, it really depends who else they announce, to be honest, because if there's anyone else if there's lots of other people that are really good, I'll probably just skip out on John Morton's autograph, and I'm also expecting they will announce a lot of other guests that interest me more, so I probably will skip out on John Morton's autograph at this convention, but he attends a lot of celebrations, so probably meet him again sometime down the line. Yeah, that's really all the Celebration Europe 2 I needed to cover, I guess. Well, official picks, of course, were announced as well on the same day as Ian McDermott, that they'd be the ones running the autograph hall. No surprise there. Excuse me. And yeah, they're the ones getting the guests in, which is pretty cool. All the work that will go into the autographs, and then the official picks will have their own booth there as well. Might pick up a few pictures there as well to get signed, probably. And yeah, actually, yesterday when Kerry Fish was announced, the Celebration Europe 2 website was updated a few ways. They split the guests into different sections. Like before Fish's announcement, they were all under Spotlight guests. They changed it now. Both Warwick Davis and Pablo Hidalgo went under Celebration MNCs. I'm not too sure what that stands for, but basically means they're like hosts of wherever. Like Warwick Davis is the celebrity host. If you've seen the Celebration 6 videos, what James Taylor was doing at Celebration 6, that's going to be Warwick Davis at Celebration Europe 2. Basically, if any of the big name celebrities have Q&As, don't know why I keep saying panels, if the big names like Ian and Kerry have Q&As, Warwick Davis will be the one with them. And then Pablo Hidalgo, he'll be making sure everything on the behind the scene stage runs smoothly, basically. I guess that's his role. They did put several of the guests and the featured guests, basically 3 of the 4 vets, and I think, no, they didn't put Leyland Cheetah. I think it's actually just 3 of the 4 vets they pointed out. I don't get why they put Jeremy Bulloch on the Spotlight guest though. Because he's not really, he's going to do one panel maybe at most, or probably, and that'll be with the rest of the vets, because the tagline 4 vets at Celebration. No, so he's not really anything other than a featured guest. In fact, I do believe on the previous celebrations he has been listed in featured guests. I don't know if that's a mistake or not, but I really don't think Jeremy classes as a Spotlight guest, really. And on the official picks section of the Celebration website, they have updated with who will be signing autographs in the autograph hall at Celebration, and no surprises really. You get the 4 vets and Ian as well as Kerry, all 6 of them have the 11 guests so far will be signing in the autograph hall a lot. So I think now that's all I needed to cover for Celebration Europe 2. there'll be more videos in the future where I have to talk about it, you know, closer to the event, because, you know, we've only had 11 guests announced now, and there's going to be a lot more, so, and a lot more panels as well, definitely. They actually announced some of the collecting panels as well. I think I might have covered it, but I will bring it up again. I think they announced 5 collecting panels, was it 4 or 5? Only one of them I really want to go to, the Lego Star Wars one, being a huge Lego Star Wars collector. No, maybe they'll show any of one of the 2014 sets there. That would be really cool. But the other panels, the collecting panels they announced there, didn't really sound that interesting to me. But the Lego Star Wars one, if everything goes according to plan, I'll definitely go to that. So yeah, now I'm definitely sure that I've covered everything I need to for Celebration Europe 2 for now. So yeah, I'll move on to the second part of this video, which is the haul. So I will start with what I got from Amazon. First of all, The Perks of Being a Wallflower DVD. I have the book. I still need to finish it actually, so I've made a rule not to watch the film until, you know, I've finished reading the book, and you know, that's what a lot of people say you should do with that, the book, The Perks of Being a Wallflower anyway, so yeah. I also got the last in a book series I really enjoy, Henderson Boys. It's a spy novel series set during World War II. Haven't finished. I actually did start it. I think I'm on like page 86 or something. You know, I've already had my mind blown several times by it, and traumatized basically. Yeah, really cool stuff so far. And something that will probably interest you a lot more, those Star Wars fans that are watching, did get the Clone Wars 2012 Obi-Wan Kenobi figure off Amazon. I do have this figure already, and I have reviewed it, just in case you were wondering, getting confused why I got it again. Basically, you know, I was James A. Taylor on the day they announced Warwick Davis and Ray Peck for Star Wars weekends in America. You know, I actually commented and asked James A. Taylor if he'd be at Celebration Europe 2, and he confirmed to me he wouldn't. Like, he actually told me that. So, you know, one of my mates over in America who's going to Star Wars Celebration, Star Wars weekends, you'll know him better as in the Bill 6901, said that if there was any guest that interested me in autographs, you know, he'd be more than willing to help out. So so literally immediately once James told me he wasn't going, like, I messaged in a Bill on Facebook and said, "Hey, James isn't going to Celebration Europe 2, do you mind getting me his autograph?" Like, I do have a couple. There are 2 the Clone Wars posters I need signed by James, but, you know, I'm not willing to lose them, because, you know, I need to get them signed by a lot of people, so I was like, yeah, I think getting a coded figure is the best option, and surprisingly the 2012 one, which was still released only last year, was actually pretty cheap, really. So now I decided to order that, and I'll be sending that over to Nabil soon to get signed. And that's the Amazon haul, and probably the better haul, especially in terms of Star Wars stuff, is the haul I got on my collecting trip yesterday. So first of all, I went to Forbidden Planet Dublin, and I got 4 figures there, 4 cool figures. Well, 3 figures I was looking for, and then I spotted another one, and I thought, yeah, it has its uses, so I'll buy it. So I bought. So this is the one that has its uses. It wasn't one I was specifically looking for. Is from the 2009 The Clone Wars line, the Heavy Assault Super Battle Droid. I mean, come on, who didn't actually think the Super Battle Droids back in the days of Season 1, with the, you know, cannons on their one of the arms, you know, or rocket firing launcher, whatever you want to call it, on their arms, were just so cool. I mean, we saw them like a few episodes in Season 1. I don't think we actually saw them since. We might have. I just can't really remember right now, but you know, they were just really cool. I've actually been thinking about getting this figure for, in fact, I think I think Forbidden Planet have had this figure for a while now. So yeah, I decided I might as well put them out of their misery and actually get it, because you know, this was the last one. I'm fairly sure they have had it for a while. There's one interesting thing actually. I've heard from collecting websites that for those of you who don't know or do know, the Vintage Collection Greatest Hits that were coming to America and Europe and other countries as well. Like I think Flyguide.net found them in Australia. Now basically some collecting websites have been reporting they won't be coming. I don't know how true that is, because I did find some of them from the European list. Of course the Americans are getting different ones to us, but I did find some from the European list. In fact, I found from Wave 1 of the Greatest Hits, I found all of them except the Gamorrean Guard and the Rebel Fleet Trooper. So I don't know if like what collecting websites, these big name websites, are wrong. Maybe they aren't. Maybe it's like a kind of case of the Yoda packaging, like it's not going to America, which kind of wouldn't make sense, you know, considering when they announced the Vintage Collection Greatest Hits, they did say the Americans would get certain figures, but you know, this is Hasbro. When did anything make sense? But I did actually get 3 of the figures from the Greatest Hits wave. First of all, Star Wars Return of the Jedi, Logray, or the Ewoks. The actor Mike Edmonds actually came to my city, Dublin, or city I live in, for a convention last year, Invasion Dublin 2012. So that's interesting, an interesting fact I mean for you. I've got to say, right from the bat, this is going to probably be a negative review. So if you don't like my negative reviews, then don't watch that one. Next up, from A New Hope, is Dr. Everson. Katina Patron, I was just checking I said that right. So yeah, that's another cool figure, and very creepy. But I think I'll actually start taking the UK packagings, you know, the UK cardback stickers off the packaging, because you know, I figure Kyle looks through me saying FE review when I have a coded vintage collection figure, you know, for packaging to show that I have to keep saying, and this is the UK back, so I won't have to say much, you know. And lastly, from Empire Strikes Back, the Vintage Collection Han Solo Bespin. You know, my friend Star Wars fan Tommy, I've mentioned a lot of fellow YouTubers today, haven't I? You know, he told me this might actually be a variation. You know, apparently one was released, and then a second version with a better head sculpt was released a few months after the first one. So apparently this is the better version with a better head sculpt. And I do have to say, I mean, the resemblance to Harrison Ford is pretty amazing, especially for Hasbro. You know, and we've finally gotten to the point, you know, you've all wondered what this thing was that absolutely made my day yesterday when I was able to get it. You know, after going to Forbidden Planet, you know, I thought, you know, Smith's is nearby, I'll see what they have, so I went to Smith's. You know, you all know how big a Lego collector I am as well, and when this set was announced, I wanted it so badly. I really geeked out when it was announced. So, I got the Z95 Headhunter with no less than Jedi General Pong Krell. You know, that's really the draw of this set for me. I'm actually a big General Krell fan. You know, I know he got a lot of hate when the Umberek aired, but I actually really liked his character. He was great. And I'm really glad that he's in Lego form. And you know what? Lego beat Hasbro in making them. Because Lego are badasses. And you also get a 5-1st Clone Pilot and the 5-1st Clone Trooper, as well as the beast of a ship itself. So really happy with this. Can't wait to build it and review it. You know, it was the set I wanted most from the wave, but you know, I've been to water stores nearest me a few times, and it was overpriced at like maybe €65 I think they were charging it for, but in the UK it's meant to be £39.99, so that would really be around €50, and Smith's had it for just that, so I was like, yep, getting it. So, you know, that actually made my day completely getting that set. The Krell is just amazing, as is the rest of the set. You know, it really is one of my favourite ships from the whole Star Wars universe as well, the Z95 Headhunter. So not only was I really happy when we first saw that we were gonna see it in the show, and now we're getting a Lego set of it. So, you know,